Chapter 1. It was a cool, purple night, and the candles continued to burn, flickering orange and yellow against the cave walls. But the hunters no longer mumbled their soft chant. They'd fallen silent. Their hardened bodies littered the ground, with their faces frozen in a soundless, eternal scream. Cassie looked at her hands, dirty and shaking. What had she done? She glanced at Adam. He appeared pale and sickened, unsteady on his feet like he might faint. Diana seemed a little dazed, unable to figure out what had just occurred. The smell of death was thick in the air. As Cassie breathed it in, her mouth filled with the heady, metallic taste of guilt. Then Max's voice boomed. "You just killed my father! He's dead! Do you understand that?" Slowly, Cassie's friends surrounded her, but they were no longer themselves. Their faces had altered into distorted and ugly shapes. Adam sneered with narrowed, blackened eyes and spoke in a voice that wasn't his own. "Give us the book, dear one," he said, "or die." Diana curled her fingers and twitched. "Better yet," she said, "give us the book and then die." So much death, Cassie thought. When will it stop? Fear coursed through her. She tried to back away, but she found herself pinned against the rocky wall of the cave. There was nowhere to run. Melanie reached out and grabbed Cassie by the neck. She squeezed her long fingers tight around Cassie's throat, cutting off her breath. Laurel clapped and cheered in a piercing, morbid sing-song. "Die! Die! Die!" "I'm not ready to die!" Cassie tried to scream, but she couldn't find her voice, and she couldn't breathe, and soon the flickering cave walls went black. She startled awake, gasping for air. Cassie looked around her dark bedroom, confused about where she was. She mentally rifled through the last 24 hours, separating what was real from what she'd just imagined. The truth gradually snaked itself around her guts. Her nightmare was her reality. That evening at the caves, after performing the curse that destroyed the witch hunters, the boy she loved and all her closest friends had turned into monsters before her eyes. The truth of it pierced her chest like a slick blade and remained there, stuck. There was no release. The alarm clock on her nightstand told her it was almost morning, but the sky through her window was clouded over in charcoal gray. A storm must be coming. She reached over to the lamp's hanging beaded cord and tugged it to life. Scattered around her bedroom floor, Cassie saw pages and pages of her handwriting, translations, notes, doodles, all scribbled the previous night while she worked through Black John's Book of Shadows. She'd fallen asleep trying to figure out a way to save her possessed friends. Now, beneath the soft yellow glow of her lamp, Cassie re-examined what she'd written on each page. She'd translated reams of dark magic spells and incantations, but so far, she'd had no luck finding a single word referring to demon possession. Cassie picked up her father's Book of Shadows from where it lay on the floor. She rested it upon her lap and stared at its aged cover. It looked like any old book, but she knew the power contained in its pages. Opening it didn't burn her fingers anymore, the way it once did, because it was a part of her now, and she was a part of it, for better or worse. A crack of thunder caused Cassie to flinch. Then the sky opened, unleashing a violent rain against the glass of her windows.